Hi, and welcome to dōTERRA U, the official podcast of dōTERRA Europe. Here, you'll hear from world-class speakers and experts sharing education, inspiration, and practical tips to help you live your best dōTERRA life. I'm Ludo Bolcato, Product Education Manager for dōTERRA Europe, and I'm excited to be your host. Today, I'm joined by Lindsay and Daniel Plantin, and honestly, where do we even begin with these two? They are the perfect example of what we call the dōTERRA magic, living authentically, creating freedom on their own terms, and inspiring others with the honesty and raw, heart-to-heart conversations. They truly show what's possible when wellness, business, and personal growth come together. Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this podcast. How are you feeling today?
Great, thank you.
Ready
for a chat?
Yeah.
Now, just switching gears for a moment, because obviously you're very successful leaders in the UK, Blue Diamond leaders in the UK. And I think a few months, maybe could even be years ago, you showed me your onboarding platform just for a moment. And I know you're really incredible at that, and everyone is a bit jealous. I think I'm speaking on behalf of everyone here. So could you please just tell us a little bit more about your onboarding platform and how it works? And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think for me, I whether it's purposefully or not, I actually don't know that much about oils. And so I know they work. I know that certain things, just to keep this video compliant, they work, they're great. I won't go into the intricacies of them. But I am not a walking library when it comes to these things. So when we approach things, so say, for example, you're a customer, you've had a positive experience with the oils and you're really excited. And then these oils arrive and you're like, you're no longer in the class, you're by yourself, what are you going to do? So that's where we came up with, for example, My Oil Beginnings, which is a really short, you can do it in 20 minutes, helps you to encourage all videos, all online, so they can open their oils, start using them, start mixing them around. We're like, don't get them in your eyes. If you do get them in your eyes, do this. Exactly. And we do a bit on safety and just that's there, and it's on demand at any time. But also we're always speaking with our team to see what they feel their customers and their contacts need. And even now we're revising everything that we do because it's worked really well for a time, and we monitor what we do and see what the results are and is it having that impact, because if it's not having that impact then we need to change. So we also have a thing, many people know about it, it's called Oil Camp. Again, this is like a 10-day course where you learn how to use your oils, and what's cool is you have lots of people doing challenges at that time, so it can be, right, mix this oil up and do this, what do you feel, how does it work for you? So people share their experiences and excitement, because we're sharing and selling doTERRA oils, right? So of course we're going to say they're amazing, but what's so powerful is seeing people who don't do doTERRA as a business, who are new, saying, this is amazing. It's that social proof aspect. Nice. It's not a big sales thing. It's someone saying, so we found that really worked. And it's just finding these things that work. We then also have to be, and I always say this, you have to be humble enough to say when things are not going right. So for example, we then, rather than doing this as a live event every month where we would do prize draws at the end and stuff like that, we tried on demand, because we were like, we can get this out. So also it's more hands off for us. Now we don't need to do it. Oh no.
And accessible any time of the month.
Anytime.
There was all these advantages.
We were like, this is brilliant. No, we just found that it just didn't work. So now we're revising it, and also getting what we find really important is that our team play their part in doing the videos, so they get that buy-in. I think
My Oil Beginnings was there. They were like, we really need something between the class and My Oil Camp, and so they came up with My Oil Beginnings. And we're like, great idea, let's totally do that. So, and I think it was so good, and so they all recorded videos, and it was a real team effort. Yeah. And that works, I think, the best, because everyone loves to see as much themselves in the course, but their customers like to see the person that enrolled them, and so they buy into that. Really well.
I think it's also, for me, I always wanted it not to be the Daniel and Lindsay show. So that's why everything that we do is quite generic in its name. So you can have Nikki Kay, who's a great leader, sharing all about the oils, and then she has these systems that are available, which don't just have us on it. It has her. And I think that's really important to get that buy-in. So right now we're working on phase 2, which I'm really excited. It's kind of like the Marvel universe. I am really excited about that.
I want to have a sneak peek of whatever you create.
Yeah, it is.
Keeps going.
But those are the bits that I really love as well. And bringing those kind of things to pass, and then seeing the impact that they have on people makes me really proud. Makes me feel like I'm doing something. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's where one of Daniel's strengths comes out. Is I'll just record stuff and then I'll just here, make that one. Can you make that work now? But actually, one of the things with our onboarding systems that became important to me was, particularly when with leaders and mentoring and things like that, was to not have everything, all the information has to come from me or from Daniel, when then it was Daniel mentoring, but because that's really time consuming. And you can spend 45 minutes to an hour each time just giving information. And that, I thought, that's just silly. That's not good use of their time or mine. So let's give them the information in a format that can be used, that's not a really long, drawn out 50-step program. This is like 6-step program. And so that's their kind of launch program. And that's what we then worked on for about a year, actually, to create this program where I wasn't intricately involved in that information. And not just me, like I wanted to do the same thing for all of our team, to not have to do the same, like for them to spend an hour explaining how to sample or things like that. So that was part of it. And think freeing ourselves up so that we can do the parts that really matter, that actually a video can't engage someone and draw them in and really connect with them on what their pain points are, what their vision, what their dreams are. Like a video can't do that. Even if you ask all those questions on a video, like no one's doing that. And that was my key, is that really wanted those parts to be the focus and not the information.
So let's say that I've just completed my oil beginning. So I've got my oils, I'm really excited, and I want to take the next step. What are the steps that I should, what would you tell me if I wanted to, start making a business out of doTERRA, if I wanted more than just using the oils, loving the oils? What would you say?
So we would usually have what we call a 3-way call. I think it's an Elise Chedevy method.
Okay. Special.
It is. And usually with the person who, so if you're my person that I've brought you in, then I do it maybe with Daniel or with Bex or Nathan. So there's another person, because often you can fall in love with someone's potential and you're like, oh my gosh, they're amazing. They're going to be presidential in 5 months. And so you need that other person to kind of just temper you sometimes. Daniel's definitely done this, because I've had to be like, and he's done that for me as well. So I think we do the 3-way call, and it's really, and often when someone brings someone to a 3-way call, they think that you're going to tell them all about the business and answer all their questions and tell them about the compensation plan. And that's so not what the call is about. It's about hearing what that person wants. And so you start drawing out some of those key factors about what their dream is. And again, the pain points is really big. What are the things that they actually want to change in their lives? And so when we do that, then we can get an idea. And then we do ask them, well, what financially, if you wanted to replace your income or supplement your income, what would that be? And we give them a bracket. So we're not asking anyone for what they earn or anything like that, because no one wants to answer that question. But we give them brackets, and then they'll say which bracket they would be in, and ideally what timeline. And at this point, and it's sometimes a challenge, you have to keep a poker face. So you're not making a judgment that you can or cannot do that. Sometimes they'll ask, how realistic is that? And so we'll have to kind of explain some parts of it. But that's been really powerful to identify, like, is this someone who wants to go run and sprint with us? Or is this someone who wants to kind of stroll along, and we'll support them along the way? Because what that means is, if they want to sprint, then we're going to have, maybe we might speak to them every day for a while, or maybe it will be once a week, or maybe once a month is enough, because they're just happy to just supplement their income as they go along. And grow organically, as we've heard a lot, which means you kind of stroll along and come as it goes, which is a sharer. And it doesn't matter, whichever one they want is great. We love everyone who wants to do anything with doTERRA, but it's important for us to be able to know what their expectations are. So that will be the next step. Discover what you want, what your vision is, what your goals are, what your dreams are. And actually one of the questions that I love is actually that dream, like what are your dreams? And there's the question that she says is, if you could wave a magic wand and your life is exactly what you want it to be, and doTERRA is whatever you want it to be, what would it look like? And it's so interesting. Maybe it's more of a British thing, and I feel French people are the same as well. They don't really kind of dream beyond where they think they can get to. Mm-hmm. So often it's totally new, like, what? Just anything. And it's so lovely to see them just step out of what they believe is possible. And because that's what we do with doTERRA. And I think it's amazing. We step out of what we believe is possible, and I never thought we'd be where we are now. No. I remember hearing the income levels, and they're like 42,000 at presidential. I was like, that's totally unrealistic. Who would ever actually need that money, and who actually earns that kind of money? But it's real and it happens. So I think that's one of the big things. So that's the first step, and then from there we take that information and make a plan. So we'll make a kind of individualized, like 30, 90, 6-month plan. This is where we want to be. And so we'll kind of, depending on their personality, do they want to have figures? Do they want to have enrollment targets? Do they want to have number of classes? Yeah. So personalities differ. Some people just want that creative general overview and then they run with it. Some people want like everything broken down. And so we'll definitely gauge it to what their personality is and what they would respond to.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the beauties about doTERRA. Anyone can do it, and you can do it your way. I think often you see that, when it's recognition at convention, so many different types of people are up there, and that's what I just love. There's no set way of doing it. And I think that's a big thing. But I love the belief summit kind of thing, the pyramid that they have, which is great. And I think it is important to kind of get a real feel of the oils and the company. I mean, the big thing for me, I remember like, the oils work. And then the next is about the company. And you start looking at the founders, and there's that great video, the Genesis video. I know we've all seen it, about how the owners had to triple mortgage their houses and stuff. And then when they come to convention, I remember when you went to Kenya and you got to meet Emily Wright for the first time, and I was like, find out if she's for real.
It's so true.
I don't believe this woman's like this. And then you came out, and I was like, so? And you're like, she is totally like that. And I'm still a little bit like this.
She totally is.
And then we've had opportunities since then to spend a lot of time with Emily. And to me, I think if anyone encompasses doTERRA, it's her. I don't mind fanboying over her a little bit. Like, she knows this. She knows this. But certainly to see the sacrifice that they went through, their belief in the company, and I think for us, we feel we have partnered with doTERRA, and that's what it is like, you're now going to go on a journey where you're going to partner with doTERRA, and there is no ceiling. You can be presidential diamond in 5 months. Yeah, you have to find the way, don't get me wrong, and if you do, let me know. But certainly, like, there is that, and I just love, and I often say this about doTERRA, to me, we all can reach different heights and say by ourselves we can get to here. I believe wholeheartedly that with doTERRA and us, I'm going to throw us in there, we can get you levels above. And I think that's key. And we have a great belief in people that if you are going to go for this and you really choose and you go all in, and you can be committed and consistent in this doTERRA journey for a period of time, you can't not be successful. It's too small. Like, we all think of doTERRA as this big company, but really it's tiny. There's so many billions of people on this earth that don't know about doTERRA. And I think that's what's exciting, especially for us in the UK. It is teeny. It's so small. And I think that's one of the most exciting things that you can share it, and it can change so many people's lives. It's a great thing to be part of.
I just want to go back for 1 second, because you use the word that I love, consistency. And I think in many areas of life, people just are not consistent and expect, results to happen like that. I know, with friends outside of doTERRA, and we both had like weight loss journey, and people saying like, oh yeah, you have good genes. Well, actually, no, I had to be consistent. It was an effort, and it cost quite a bit, So I guess you probably heard this in the business as well.
Absolutely.
You're just gifted. You just,
Yeah. Or gosh, you already had an influence, or you already had a circle. Like, it's often people online, which is not us because we're not as big online. They already had an audience of followers. And I think that you're absolutely right. If you don't make things happen, and this has been, my whole life, this has been what I've done. You set, and I didn't even know I was doing this. You set what you want to get to, and you just work your socks off till you get there. And so you have to be willing to put in the action. Otherwise, you're just kind of dreaming. There's just it's not a plan. You're just hopeful thinking, and it never is going to happen from hopeful thinking. I think there is a big part of mindset. I think that you can talk yourself out of things as well. And if you're not kind of having that pondering time, then you can burn yourself out just doing action. So I think there definitely needs to be a balance. But you're right, like consistent action is the only way that's going to make things progress into anything substantial.
There's a quote I absolutely love. The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. And I think for me, especially, and for all of us,
we've been there.
And I think it's so true. And sometimes we do just have to be brave and put on our big girl pants or big boy pants and go and do it. But the great thing for me is that we're not alone in doing it. You can reach out to people at doTERRA Corporate. Shout out to Sally. Thank you for all that you do. But also our uplines, our downlines, our cross lines. For me, for example, I paired up with a wonderful lady from Romania called Oana, two of the most different people you can possibly imagine, and we just got on so well, like a house on fire. We even started doing a mini podcast, not as big as like you guys are doing.
I be your next guest?
It was called doTERRA Raw, where we were just like, we're just going to tell it how it is, and it was kind of like, why in my classes people not enrolling? And we were like, have you shared them with anyone else? How do you know that your class is any good? It could be that you rabbited on for an hour and a half about the oils, where if it was 20 minutes, could be so much better. And we would kind of go through these things and talk about some of the challenges and these things. So there's so many wonderful people. And in fact, I think my favorite people that I have ever met are within doTERRA, and people I never would have met had it not been for doTERRA. So I'm definitely in the right place and place to be.
But now I want to know more about this podcast, because I think, no, genuinely, I think people want to know, want to have these small little tips that they can take away. Like listening to this podcast, they will be like, okay, what should I do? What should I focus on?
We had to not record it because we got so controversial at some points, the things that we were saying. So we were doing it live. But I think people get to a point, especially in a business, where it is easy to say, anyone can do doTERRA. You can be successful doing doTERRA. All of these things are true. Well, then why isn't everyone successful?
Exactly.
And I think actually, often if we take time to reflect on ourselves, what are we doing in our week to build our doTERRA business? Like if you actually watch back the time you spent doing doTERRA, it would probably scare you a little bit. And that's why none of us would want that to happen. I mean, we joke about it. So, I joke about it now, but I didn't joke at the time, because Lindsay would come in and see me maybe doing something on the computer.
Watching something in the background.
Yeah. It's one of the benefits of doing this job. I can do it. I don't want to have a supervisor. It's outrageous. Lindsay comes in, she goes, are you being effective with your time? I was like,
for the record, I don't ever remember asking that question.
It's so true. It's a dream. No, it definitely happened. But I was not happy. I was like, you're not my boss, are you? Well, officially not my boss. But so...
But I think the key is just considering whether... there was a great analogy it was a gold medalist rower that came to one of the leaderships. Yeah. And I won't tell his story because it was a great story, but the key question that they asked, they were going from a failing rowing team to the gold medalist, will it make the boat go faster? Yeah. And that was the only question that mattered. Will it make the boat go faster? And I think in doTERRA, if we can ask ourselves that question, and if at least 80% of the time our activities are making the boat go faster, then do them. If a larger proportion, and I did this at the beginning, and this is actually so Bex and I started within a few months of each other, and they, so she has many strengths. She's an incredible leader, an incredible friend. Creating visuals and handouts is not one of her strengths. So she would send me things and I'd be like, that looks rubbish. So I would redo it. Meanwhile, they get to Presidential Diamond and we were behind. So they got to Diamond first and we were one of their silvers. And that totally, for me, was such a big lesson. Yeah. We were not far off each other in terms of starting time, but she focused on what made the boat go faster and I focused on some of the other things. Right. And so I would definitely encourage, like, yes, there is time that we need to do some of those things, but it cannot be too much of a proportion of time. Otherwise, your boat's just going to stop. Yeah. And then you get frustrated because you're not getting the results. And then you'll be like, doTERRA doesn't work, M&M system doesn't work. Yes. Well, actually, it's not. Your activities are not making the boat go faster. So focus on those, which usually involves people. Yeah. So if it's usually, if it's just focusing on yourself, it generally doesn't work. Okay. If you're focusing outwards on other people, whether it's on customers or sharers or builders or finding activities, that they're the things that make the boat go faster.
So obviously you both just glow. I think you impersonate energy. Trying to be serious.
Sorry. No, sorry.
But is there anything in your daily habit or daily routine that you actively do to avoid burning out? Because this business can be like quite intense, right?
Yeah, so
tell us your secret.
Tell us your secret.
Tell us your secret. Yeah, just chill out, man. What are you guys so stressed about? Burnout is not a thing for me because I definitely know when to stop. It's the starting that's more of my challenge, to be honest. I think rather than burning out, it's overwhelm. So for me, I can get overwhelmed with trying to help people or trying to do things or trying to take on too much or saying yes to too many things or just taking I don't want to give up on anyone. Like we talk about strengths, empathy's my top strength, which is kind of odd for a guy, but I'm very good at listening to people's problems and I'm like, oh, tell me about it. And I can spend hours and hours and hours doing these things, but then I take it on me as well. So I will carry other people's problems and things like that. So I have learned and am learning to say no more often, but with kindness. Not just, no, do that, but certainly being more selective on things that will have impact. But for me, it's like, what are the things that fill my cup? There's loads of stuff that I like, very much the kind of nerdy stuff and things. But now there are things that I've started doing again that I had stopped, especially around when my dad passed away. I was in a really good place before he passed away. I had just spoken on stage at convention in front of 7,000 people. I had really embraced Meta Power. I had lost a ton of weight, changed so much. I just felt like better than I ever had. I was playing football again. Things were great. And then my dad passed away and I just fell off the wagon basically. And it's been a real challenge for me to get back on. One of the things though is that I won't give up. I will fail a million times. And I try and learn from the things that have happened and move forward, always trying to take that step forward. And certainly one of the things that I felt with filling my cup would be, just in the morning going out for walks. And certainly, I know it sounds simple, but listening to motivational YouTube videos and audios, I find where I kind of like, yes, you can do this. Gird your loins. Let's get up and do this thing. I love music. I'm really attached to music. Certain music can make me cry. Also, it can make me get really hyped and stuff. And then looking to do things that I think will have an impact. Like we talked about our onboarding and systems that we have. Well, this next phase, I'm really excited about doing that. Certainly this world has changed and is changing. So how am I going to help members of our team and other teams build their doTERRA business, where it used to be quite simple, sharing doTERRA, people would just buy. Now the situation we find this world in, it's more challenging. So for me, I just have to find that way. And I'm determined to do that. And I will back myself to find that way. Certainly, like I said, we said doTERRA is a roller coaster. It's the only roller coaster I'm actually happy going on because I hate roller coasters, right? Bit of a control freak. I'll go in a cage with great white sharks, no problem. Like, I will jump in. I've done it 3 times. I love it. That's my thing, right? But no roller coasters. But doTERRA is the only roller coaster I'm kind of willing to go on, and the exception to the rule. So to answer your question, like, burnout's not a thing for me. Lindsay will share a little bit for you.
So yeah, I tend to just go until I reach my goal. As I said, like, since I was young, I've always done that. And so it can be the case with doTERRA as well. So when we were preparing for today, I thought, I don't really do anything. And then I was kind of, washing my face and putting my cream on, putting my Yarrow Pom on, and then using my oils before bed. And I was like, oh. And then in the morning, I take my vitamins, and I'm like, I'm doing this every day. I just have grown so used to doing it every day. So we have oils everywhere and doTERRA products everywhere, all over the house. And I think that's been a really big part of just keeping myself nourished and kind of taking a few minutes to breathe. And I do listen to podcasts. A lot of them are kind of health orientated or mindset orientated. And so I've learned some more about breathing strategies. So I'll use those. And so having something that's continually feeding learner is one of my top strengths. And so I really like that satisfaction, and achiever's the next one. So then I do things that help me to have that sense of achievement. So like woodwork, I love woodwork. So I'll build something, and it will take me sometimes a long time. Or,
you'll like come home with pallets, and I'm like, what have you got that for? I'm going to build a mud kitchen. I'm like, oh no, it's beautiful. I'm going to stay inside. Good luck.
The only one of my creations that stayed is a can rotation device shelf.
That is amazing.
Like tin rotation shelf. It is
that
good.
Is. I will definitely.
So I love doing things that give me that sense of achievement and that help me to. And sometimes, like, busy hands, I find, like, loosened tongues, and I'm not really necessarily a natural just open everything up and start talking. But if my hands are busy, then usually I'll maybe do something with the kids, or we'll go for a hike. We climb Snowdon with my daughter, and so doing things like that really help me to just kind of clear my mind and feel better. And dancing. Salsa's my meditation. If I'm dancing salsa, I can't be concentrating on anything else. So I think having some things, and I wouldn't say I'm consistent with it. We talked about consistency earlier. I'm not consistent with it, but I know that actually when I have an opportunity and I can go and make that happen, then I'll go and do it. And I think that's been really big for me. Dancing is probably the biggest thing. So even if it's just in the kitchen.
That's beautiful. Like a little shake.
That's good enough.
That's amazing. So you both mentioned at different times your children, and a question that I have for you is, if your kids would watch this podcast, like fast forward 10 years time, what would you want them to take away from this? I know it's
how you brought our kids into it. Well, I'm going to break the fourth wall here. First of all, you better be liked and subscribed to this video. That's the first thing. But certainly, I would hope that, doTERRA, they've been part of everything when it comes to doTERRA. What do mummy and daddy do? They do doTERRA. I don't think they could actually tell you more, but they know it's such a big part. But I would hope that they certainly recognise us, who we are on here, the laughter, the jokes, everything, and just the impact that it's had in our lives and what it's enabled us to do. We've just been able to go around the world, which was absolutely amazing experience for us, to go to different countries, to spend almost 6 months in France, and then the rest of the time just traveling all over different countries. That's thanks to doTERRA. We wouldn't be able to do anything that we have done and experienced, and indeed their mummy and daddy be as they are if it wasn't for doTERRA. So I'd hope, like I said, that they'd see this video, they'd be proud of everything that we've done. And yeah, I hope they just smile and have that nice warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, I think I'd want them to. I think one of the biggest things with children is you want them to feel confident and happy and empowered and all of those things. And I think we can tell them things, but I think they really learn from watching us. And I hope that they're learning that action will create results, and that really if they set themselves some goals and have a vision or a mission that they want to accomplish, that they can get there. I mean, I would hope that they know that everything, all the big decisions we've ever made have been with them in mind. It's all for them. And just that they feel proud that, that we've kind of done this for them so that we can have this life together and that we can be with them as much as possible.
Do you want for doTERRA to be the legacy? Would you want them to come and work with you? Would you be open to that?
It's funny. Our son was he's 13, and he was saying, so we were discussing what he wants to do when he's older, and he said, "So what did you do?" I said, "Well, I did my degree in human biology and sports science, and then I trained to be a maths teacher, and then I was a teacher, and then then we went into doTERRA. All right, that's what I'm going to do." And I was like, no. And so the conversation that we've had with all of them, but more with him right now, is that I would want him to create his life and his world, and then if doTERRA he wants doTERRA to be part of that, then brilliant. Yeah. We would have him with open arms. But first, I would want him to create his own mark, his own life. So that this is not a default. I would never want doTERRA to be his default. He hasn't experienced anything else, so I'll just do doTERRA. So he can see, and this is one of the things that I'm hearing when he asks me that, is that he wants the lifestyle that we have to be available. He wants to be a dad. He can't wait to be a dad. He loves babies and children. I know.
Sounds a bit young.
And so he wants to be available for his family and to be present and all of those things. And so it's lovely that he's asking those questions. He doesn't always ask. He's not always in that frame of mind, I would say. But he's interested in having the lifestyle that we have, and that's kind of a thing. Oh yes, that means he approves, and he's pleased with what we're doing, and so
but that's because he had you as role models.
Well, that's I mean, it's a tough gig. I think that's the biggest pressure ever. I think is to be role models for, 3 little human beings who are watching your every move. And it's, you're like, oh my gosh, please don't mess them up too much. So for them, I think I would want them to go create your path, and then if it leads back to doTERRA, brilliant. If it doesn't, brilliant. We're equally as happy for you. Yeah.
Nice. And speaking of role models, have you guys had any specific role models while you were shaping up as business leaders?
PEX has definitely been a really big part of our journey. I mean, I'd say over the last 11 years, but it has been over the last 20 years, because we've been friends for about 20 years. We were each other's bridesmaids. So she's been a really big part, a big role model for me. Like, she asks really good questions and she's really good at listening. And I think if I can listen as well as she does, and kind of create some of what they've created, that would be great. I think she's a beautiful person, and I would aspire to be as lovely as she is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really hard. I don't think I could pick one person. So much. There's so many amazing people within doTERRA, and it's also the corporate side. I include you in this, and Leslie and Sally and Isaac, and so literally I could go on and on and on with names. Lisa Rooney's been so good to us. There's been so many, and I really apologise if I've left out the pressure of coming up with names now. But there are just so many people within doTERRA corporate, again, who I never would have met, that I've got genuine friendships with. When I see them, I'm so excited to go and see them because they are my friends and I really like them. There's no hidden agendas. This is doTERRA's brought me together, and they're in this from their side. And then, of course, there are certain leaders within doTERRA who you can't not be inspired by, when they're on stage, male and female. Like, there's just so many. So it's really, I think it'd be unfair for me to pick out one. But again, I just harken back to the very best people I have ever met and been most inspired by. And of course, the owners, when they speak, Dr. Hill's a massive one for you. Emily, just spending time with her on a one-to-one basis, that's, I think, changed my doTERRA life as it would be, and the impact there. And then David Sterling, when he was here with his really, just his whole vibe and his safe, just knowing that there's really good people who genuinely want to make a difference at the head of this ship, and we're just really pleased and proud and feel really fortunate to be part of it. So yeah, I can't pick one, but there's literally so many.
Before I ask you my last question, and I know I need to kind of behave, because I always my attitude would be to keep asking questions, but I have to stop. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to share with us, with our viewers, listeners, as a message?
I definitely have something. It's a frustration that I have a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna get real here. We're gonna get raw, Ludo.
Let's do it.
So often I hear people complain. They say that they don't have friends, or they don't have a purpose, or they don't feel part of something, or they're lonely, or they're not happy with where they are in their lives. They wish they could do this, or they wish they could do that. And they're just so like, the answer is doTERRA. Every single problem that you have, I probably could link it to how doTERRA could help with that problem or fix that for you. You want to travel? doTERRA. You want recognition because you've been a mum for so long and that's just expected? Well, doTERRA can recognize your efforts and you can be part of that. You want more money? doTERRA. You want to actually make a real difference in people's lives from, again, I can't go into specifics, but you really want to change people's lives. doTERRA is the answer. Like, doTERRA is the answer to everything. And all I would say is, like, I said to Lindsay, what is the worst that can happen? You don't want to miss out on this opportunity potentially. You don't want that to happen. So give it a go. And I'm just so pleased and relieved and proud, and thank you for doing that. And I'm just grateful to everyone that's been part of our doTERRA journey. It is the best thing that we've ever done. We are so grateful to everything and everyone. And I just want people to be brave. Come and join us, try an oil, see if it works. What's the worst thing that can happen? Also, what's the best thing that can happen? And for us, certainly, we found out what the best thing can happen. So, yeah, that's my mini little rant over there.
I love that.
Yeah, I think, well, just when you were speaking, I loved that. It was really,
I got
lovely.
one.
Yeah.
2 great ones for you, one for me.
I think there's one of my favourite quotes I have stuck in my study, actually. It's, life isn't waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. And I think that being able to just, sometimes just put your big girl pants on and off you go and crack on. And it's so true that doTERRA can be such a solution to so many. Like, loneliness is a big part, massive issue with loneliness these days. And I think it can be a huge way to lift people up. And I kind of mentioned earlier, people celebrating each other. That can be such a good thing within that storm, that there's so many cheerleaders around you. But I think it was a real privilege to be part of such an amazing company. And as Anna said, the integrity and the goodness, just absolute purity of those founders, blows me away and inspires me every time I hear them speaking. It just makes you like, I want to go and do better. I want to go and help more people. And I think if we can come away from a business convention just feeling like, how can I be a better person? Then we can't really go too far wrong, can we?
That's beautiful. Okay, not the last question, but what's next for you guys, both professionally, personally? What is setting your soul on fire?
I think for me now, I feel like this is the next chapter, phase 2 of the doTERRA-verse. And for me, I'm someone who can just about get by or needs to throw themselves all in. There's no kind of middle ground here. So I just feel like I'm on the cusp. Like I said, we've had a lot of challenges, and one of the things I do like is that we were in that moment, we might be, woe me, this is definitely tough. But then we are like, right, what are we going to do about it? And right now there are challenges, like I said, global challenges. And it's kind of like, what are we going to do about it? So together we have a WhatsApp group with our team called Ignite. And I kind of really feel that's more prevalent than ever now, because that's what I think we're about to do. We're going to ignite a real movement. We're going to make some real change, lasting change in people's lives. And that excites me. I couldn't tell you exactly how we're going to do it. There's parts I know. But again, I'd back myself, I'd back Lindsay, I'd back our team, I'd back anyone in doTERRA to do that. So I'm really excited for that. Also excited to bring technology in a little bit. Like AI is a big thing. I know, Judgment Day, Terminator, we need to be a little bit worried about that. But how that can actually be a benefit to people while not taking away that personal touch side. And I think you mentioned community earlier. That's such a big thing. So for me, it's that next chapter moving forward, and I'm just really excited to see where it can go.
I cannot wait to see our leaders and our team walking as Diamond and Blue Diamond Presidential. I cannot wait for someone to overtake us. It would be so good to see them just absolutely flying. And I think that's what I really want to see, just kind of them spreading their wings and sometimes we support. Yeah, it totally is, and it does has some of that feeling. I mean, we're all adults, so we don't probably feel that way when you're in the actual team, but I think it does have that sense of like, I just want to see you reaching your full potential. And we've got some incredible people on our team who we absolutely love, and just really want to see them reaching their potential. And we have, Daniel mentions a WhatsApp group. We also have our own work WhatsApp group. You mentioned how we keep things, working together. So we have a home WhatsApp group, and we have just us, and then we have a work WhatsApp group. And so our WhatsApp group is called We Are Presidential Diamond, and we will be Presidential Diamond. It's only a matter of time. But I think our first priority is like, let's go for it. Like, reach your potential and soar, and not because we want you to get there so that we can get to presidential, but because you can do so much more, and you can have so much more impact, and you can have so much more freedom, and all the things Dan's already said that doTERRA gives you. So that's our next step, is see our leaders soar, and then a presidential diamond will come.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Very last question. I cannot leave this table without asking you, what is your favorite oil?
I think my favorite, I think, is wild orange. I have a few. There's a lot of oils I use all the time, but I add wild orange to everything, so I probably would have to say wild orange. Okay, nice. I just love it. I think it makes everything smell better.
Agree. Have you ever tried wild orange in a granola?
No.
Oh, life-changing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
We can talk about that.
Right then. I add it to everything except for granola. So wild orange, because I think it brings joy. It's one of my favourite things to do when we're doing events. You put the drop in people's hands, and that joy and levity and childhood happiness. Yeah. So that's why I love wild orange.
I love that. Daniel.
Go on, then.
I really want to have a really manly oil, but it's totally not. So every Christmas we do like a Christmas quiz, and quite often the question that will be asked is, what is my favourite oil? And no one really
I don't think I generally know the answer. I don't think
my favourite oil, Ludo, pause for a drum
roll,
is beautiful.
Right?
No way. It is. And let me tell you why. It was because it was the oil that they gave away when we walked as Diamond at UK convention. And it just smells so good. It's got a real uplifting smell. And also, like, whenever it comes up on a BOGO or LTR, I'll like buy 5. It's oil, I'm like, quick, get as many as you can, because I don't know when they're going to come up with. If you can get hold of the American one, it is actually slightly better.
Ooh,
but
ouch.
Yeah, it just seems.
Ouch.
I don't know, the label. You know why? The label's shiny. So this is not ending well for me. Oh, we should have cut this one before.
We'll cut this. We'll end with one more.
I love it. It's so cool. I guarantee people in the comments are going to be, where do we get the shiny label? I'm going to get, bring back the shiny label. Hashtag bring back the shiny label. So, no, that oil, just, I love things that have meaning. One of the things, when we're at home, we're like, what are we going to put up on the wall? I'm like, it needs to have meaning or a connection. Drives Lindsay crazy. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, because it has a personal meaning, and then anyone who just, it lifts you. It's got some great things with frankincense in there as well, which is such a big and important oil, especially for Lindsay too. So yeah, a lot of meaning there, and I love it. It smells great.
I love that. Well, guys, thank you so much for answering all of my questions and just be here. My cheek hurt. I just love talking to you both. Even outside of doTERRA, very grateful to have you in my life. So thank you. And I cannot wait to cheer you up when you will reach Presidential Diamond, which will happen. And again, just thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, Odo. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave us a review and let us know your thoughts.